Vladimir Putin is a thrill-seeker at heart, and this shows in his actions. Among other things, the world has witnessed him hunting, flying, and playing with wild animals while enjoying the wildlife. You may also have seen him on board a submarine heading for the Crimean peninsula. For want of a better phrase, the world realized Putin would not remain mute when Biden began to upset him over the Ukraine crisis. The tactic of capitalizing on opportunities to develop a foothold in Latin America is one that Russia is familiar with. Putin had already broken through the American Atlantic Wall and was now concentrating his efforts on cementing Russia's power in Central America and the Caribbean, which is a vital U.S. ally. Welcome to YouNik Economy Channel. Here you will find information on YouNik's coverage of current events and geopolitical and economic issues. In today's video, we'll take a look at what makes Putin's reaction to Biden's deceit about Ukraine so spectacular. Let's get this video started. The Russian president, Vladimir Putin, has had enough of Biden's rants in Ukraine. Moscow has repeatedly requested that NATO, which is led by the United States, refrain from expanding its presence in the country. Despite the fact that NATO troops in Eastern Europe were also ordered to leave, the United States refused, and President Joe Biden appeared to be trying to scare the Kremlin, so Putin in return may have decided to take the battle to countries closer to home, particularly Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela, as a result of the United States' refusal. In a statement, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that Russia and the governments of Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua have reached an agreement to enhance military cooperation in a variety of areas, including anti-terrorism and counter-proliferation measures. This is Russia's disguised retribution for the United States' actions against the Ukrainian government. Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister, Sergei Ryakov, has even suggested a connection between the two catastrophes. He warned that if the United States maintains its useless provocations against Russia, the Russian Navy may be called in to help with the country's policy in South America. This, he believes, is the Russian equivalent of the American strategy of having a number of options for both foreign and military policy. Until Russia made its way into the Americas, the United States had been content with its position. Despite the fact that Eastern Europe was inside Russia's sphere of influence, the United States believed it had complete control over the region. If the Atlantic Wall between Moscow and Washington were totally demilitarized, the United States would be able to challenge Russia's regional hegemony without fear of retribution. The United States believed that Europe would bear the brunt of any Russian retaliation because it was over the Atlantic and so inaccessible by Russia, whereas the United States was considered a relatively safe zone. When the Soviet Union fell apart, the Soviet fleet was forced to return, which served to underline this point. Despite Putin's efforts to construct a fleet over a long period of time, the Russian military was unable to perform expeditionary operations. When it comes to military conflict, Russia's advance into North and South America has brought the wall down, making the United States no longer secure if military tensions rise. Hence, Russia is currently debating whether or not to send its naval to South America to fight against the United States military there. If the United States perceives a catastrophe in Ukraine, Moscow sees an opportunity in Central America, according to the Russian foreign minister. As in Central America, the United States will develop a narrative about Russia's assertiveness in Eastern Europe with minimal hesitance, as it did in Central America. As we all know, the United States is not a great fan of Nicaragua's political system. The Chinese government has severed diplomatic ties with Taiwan and re-established ties with provinces on the Chinese mainland. We all are well versed in both the history of the United States' relationship with Cuba and the events surrounding the Cuban Missile Crisis. In the case of Venezuela, the United States and the South American country have been at odds for quite some time now. In the event that Moscow is genuinely utilizing Beijing to expand its influence in the Americas, it will be a crushing blow to Biden's fear-mongering over the Ukraine farce, and the events that follow would definitely be a strategic nightmare for American national security. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give a thumbs up, leave a comment, and, if you haven't done so already, click the subscribe button to keep up with the latest videos and updates.